It's nearly time for the local elections, and you might be surprised to learn you'll possibly not be able to vote. The government recently brought in a need for photo ID, but they haven't made it easy for those likely non Tory voters. Surprise, surprise. The majority of us will have a passport or driving licence, which is accepted. But what about people who don't? Well, if you're over 60, i.e., more likely to vote Tory, you can use a bus pass or an Oyster card. But this doesn't apply to younger voters who have, say, a student rail card. Like anyone else who doesn't have the correct ID, they'll have to apply for a voter authority certificate. As of last month, only 0.5% of people who needed to register had done so, meaning hundreds of thousands of voters may be affected. The estimated cost of this change is around 18 million a year over the next 10 years, so there must be a real problem with voter fraud, right? Wrong. Matt Hancock even admitted in 2021 that there were only 6 cases of voter fraud in the last election, and only one of those led to a caution. This is purely about the Tories restricting who can vote, and it will disproportionately affect ethnic minorities, the less well off, the elderly, the disadvantaged groups such as unemployed people, and people with disabilities. Hold on a minute. Ethnic minorities, less well off people, unemployed people, people with disabilities. Sounds like just the sort of people the Tories don't like. And it's effectively discrimination against those groups and younger voters. Another deceptive thing they're doing is publishing election leaflets looking more like the Green Party, if only they'd adopt some of their policies, with no conservative blue, or in some cases, not even a mention of the word conservative. How embarrassed of your party's records do you have to be to not want people to know who you represent? Some local councils are even trying to distance themselves from the National Party altogether. A perfect example is Lee Anderson, but then he always is. Carol Vorderman shared his profile on Twitter that had no mention of the party, and he immediately changed it. This isn't individuals making a mistake. This is a genuine party policy to deceive voters. One thing you'll hear him saying a lot in their campaigning is that the Labour-held councils have performed worse than Tory ones with cuts to services. But remember, local councils are funded by central government, so all the cuts come back to the Tory government. If this was happening in any other country, it'd be called what it is: election rigging. If you don't have the correct photo ID, go to this address, yeah, they could have made it simpler, and register quick to help keep these lying, corrupt Tory bastards as far away from local and national power as possible.